Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Summit Area YMCA. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. It is 8:13 here from a chilly Summit, New Jersey this morning. We are about to get started where we're just checking a couple things out. This session you're joining is known as session number 5. It is our Sunday morning distance session. We'll have two events, Event 27 and Event 28. Event 27 is the mixed 1,000 freestyle. So that'll be 40 lengths of the pool, mixed boys and girls, girls and boys, all age groups. We have a 12-year-old swimming in the final heat, two 12-year-olds, two girls. We're swimming this fastest to slowest. I was told that seating has taken place. I'm waiting on the heat sheets. I don't know if it's updated in Meet Mobile. We should have first race should be Bruno Ross, Henry Weintraub, Nick Ura, Samuel Germino, Grayson Heinz, and Madden Chamau. If you're out there, you're watching, if you're on your phone or tablet easily, can you just give me a quick comment? Let me know everything looks and sounds okay. Event Sunday AM 1,000 free 400-yard IM. All right, it is not seated in Meet Mobile yet. Just has the psych sheets, but we're swimming this fastest to slowest. So the first heat will be the lowest seed times. Trying to help out on the bottom right of your screen, that white text. It's kind of big. Let me resize that while we have a second here. All right, they're just testing the scoreboard. All right, you can see some swimmers. Let's take a look across the pool here. Talking to coaches, some last-minute prep work. Oh, those names on the top right are not accurate, folks. Those are left over from last night, so let me just clean those out for now. As soon as I get heat sheets electronically, I will be putting the information up there for the next race. So in different scenarios, that'll be the next heat. Sometimes it'll be the first heat of the next event. WMY, West Morris YMCA, you see over there? All right, we'll take it wide. So real quick, if you're not familiar with the pool, 25-yard pool, all starts will start on this left-hand side with these blocks. When we do get names, I will flash them on the screen. It'll look like that. Those are not the names for this first race. I have a camera mid-pool. Again, we're swimming left to right, deep end left side, right end, shallow end. As they turn on the right-hand side, there are no touch pads. We won't get 25 splits here. We'll just see the swimmers turn and then make their way back. Middle of the pool, start end, finish end. All right, we don't have any young kids. We're not swimming 25-yard events, so everything will finish at this left-hand side. I do have a roaming camera. I will track along, try and give you isolation on certain swimmers. A couple other things. If we need to, I'll go to this wide-angle view. This is giving you the whole pool, so if there is a lot of splits between the swimmers. And then little new added equipment. So we have a robotic camera at the far end of the pool. So I'm able to move that remotely and take a look around. We'll see if we need that. I had this yesterday down on the deck trying to get faces and kind of it was behind people, so I moved it to a little higher perch. If you want to understand, so we're up on the balcony to the left side. Kind of manage, this is me down the end. Hi, red shirt, all the way by the blue window. That's where we're set up. And you can get a view of the whole pool. So that blue is just tarps covering the windows. We get the morning sun that is looking kind of southeast off the side. These other windows are not covered, so we are then to get reflection and take a look outside. As you can see, still snow covered. All right. I don't know, we'll try and see what we do with this camera. I'm kind of playing with different things. I can kind of go here. I can start and then track down. We'll see if we track with swimmers, and then we'll do something with that. All right. Again, here's our facility. Swimmers are above us in the gym, kind of queued up there. And then they'll make their way down. They'll enter on the right corner. There's a door. They'll make their way around that far end of the pool and then queue up in the benches on the far side over here. You see them. All right, we have some swimmers behind the blocks. We're assuming we have Bruno, Henry, Nick, Samuel, Grayson, and Madden. All right, Bruno Ross, Henry Weintraub, Nick Ura, black cap, Samuel Germino in the white cap, blue cap, Grayson Heinz, and Madden. All right, everybody smiles for the morning. About to hop in the pool, swim 40 lengths of the pool. Seed times here, about 11:15 up to 11:27. On the bottom right, under that white text, I did put the state times there. So if swimmers are going for that, there is also silver times, which is a little slower qualification. I just listed the states. As you can see, 13, 14 girls, 11:33. So Madden in 6 is a 15-year-old. She came in 11:27.33 seed. All right, the chat's open. Folks, if you can help me out, put questions, comments, feedback. Let me know on any significant swims or milestones swimmers are achieving. I try and keep an eye on the times, recognize significant drops. All right, we're going to get started. I do not have heat sheets. Please refer to that scoreboard top left. All right, that's the swimmers about to get in the pool. We are underway here. Again, 1,000-yard race, 25 yards each length. Swimmers will swim 40 lengths. We're going to get splits on the board on the top left for all of the 50 yards. So as they return back to this start side, again, we have Bruno Ross, Henry Weintraub, Nick Ura, Samuel Germino, Grayson Heinz is in 5, and Madden Chimau in 6. All right, all the boards are working, and we're underway. All right, we're back at 100 split here. Field consistent across the board. 102s, 103s. All right, we'll do a little isolation here. We'll start at the far end, far side, lane 6. Madden. This is 5 and 6, 6 against the wall. Grayson in 5. So if you're not familiar, down the far end, they have counters with those placards. You'll see only odd numbers on those representing that far wall. So seeing a 5 at that side is a 6 here. We'll take it wide to see everybody split. 150. All right, we saw Madden and Grayson. We'll pick up Nick and Samuel, 3 and 4. 3 to the right, 4 to the left. $200 split on the board here. We'll take a look at lanes 1 and 2. Bruno Ross against the wall. Henry Weintraub in 2. All right, we'll be at 250 at this wall. We'll take it wide. Everybody get an idea. There's splits. Quarter of the way through. Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat. Hey, Pat. Sorry, go ahead. Pat, next one. Next one. All right, swimmers are seeing 15s at the far end. Next split we see back at this near end will be 16, 400 yards. All right, 33s. 34 for Madden splitting. We'll take you down to the far end. 17's going down for all the swimmers there. All right, so all 14-year-olds in this heat except for Madden in 6. She's 15. All right, so for the 14-year-old boys, on the thing you see, 11:05.99 is a state time. 11:50 is a silver time. So all the guys here, lanes 1 through 5, C time is lower than that 11:50, so they qualified silvers. And again, the state time 1,000 free is 11:05. Everybody just north of that as they came in. All right, so we're seeing 21s. The last split you saw on the board was a 500. Sorry, I didn't mention that in advance. At any point, you can pause, rewind, and go back. So if you're extrapolating out off that 500, seeing what the splits are, still splitting 33s there, lane 2 and 3, Henry and Nick. Nice job. And lane 5 also splitting 33. That's funny. This is 24 lengths complete. 600 yards complete, 60%. Let's take another walk down. We'll start up in lane 6, Madden. All right, see a 25. So the last split was 24 complete. This is Grayson in 5. We'll take you wide. So running order 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 1. Everybody's still on the same counts. So 27's going down. 27 of 40 complete on that right wall. All right, next heat, just to get you ready here as we're just past halfway here. Leon Lee, Jake Watkins, Sophia Pita, Sophia Sanguillo, Megan Chiala, and Olivia Randazzo. Those are the swimmers next heat. I'll take you back. We'll see them behind the blocks here. Left-hand side of your screen should see some of the swimmers there getting in place for the next race. Okay. 2, 3, and 5, Henry, Nick, Grayson. Lead group followed by lane 4, turning Samuel. And then up in 6, Madden. Lane 1 coming into your frame here, that's Bruno Ross. Take a look, far end, seeing 31s. We'll be at 800 on the next split back at the start end. $850, $850s. All right, those are 800s on the board. Lead group coming back in. This will be 850. All right, I'm going to go wide for a second. We'll be getting ready for the finish. I just got the heat sheets. I want to get that updated for you all. All right, swimmers at that right side seeing 35s. That'll mean 36 at this end. 900 yards complete at the left-hand side. We'll stay here for a second. 2 other swimmers turning at the 900. Top right of your screen, folks. Those are now the names of the next heat. All right, we're getting a bell here. 32 on the board for Grayson. 32 on the board for Henry. We'll see, this will be 50 to go here for lanes 6 and 4. Final 25 after they see that lead swimmer here, lane 5, coming home. Grayson came in 11:20. We're going sub 11, I think, right at it. Awesome. 10:59.19, nice job. That's awesome. All right, coming into frame, lane 4, lane 6. 11:18 up there for Madden. Dropping a bunch, almost 9 seconds, more than 9 seconds, Madden. Nice job, came in 11:27. All right, Ross, let me just real quick, we'll give you All right, they'll give these swimmers a second to cool down. What the? 11:18, lane 6. I told you that dropped off at 11:27. Bruno right on his seed. 15 and change dropped for Henry. Nick came home in 11:08. Came in on 11:13.80, almost 5 seconds. Low time there was lane 5. Grayson came in 11:20.20. He just dropped 21 seconds, folks. Nice job. Sub 11. All right. This is heat 2 of 3. See the swimmers' names and lane associations and their seed times. So it's lane number, last name, comma, first name, male, female, age, team affiliation. WY is Westfield, SCY, Sussex County YMCA. WFY, Wyckoff Family Y. WMY, West Mars YMCA. SAY, Summit Area Y. Okay. Exciting stuff. Nice start to the morning, guys. That was heat 1 of 3. Then we have 3 swimmers after this, Maria, Jenny, and Emily. Top right are those names with their lane assignments for the next heat, which will be the final heat of this 1,000. All right, glad you can join us this cold morning. Real quick, here's the names. Just, I don't know if this helps, dropping it in so you can see lane assignments there on the bottom right of your screen. Always open for feedback, ways we can improve the coverage, suggestions. So that's something I was playing with, adding that. The other thing, I'll be honest, I'm trying to add is at the finish to drop the times from the scoreboard onto the lanes. You'll see other broadcasts that'll do it a better job with the graphics, overlaying it at the finish. I don't tie into the timing system here. I like to keep it separated, not to cause any issues, because I'm not directly affiliated with the team. I am a subcontractor. So I can't do that fancy, you know, as they touch, turning on the graphics. But I'm trying to work on a way to put the times in that part of the pool. So when you have this view, you would see the times kind of on the lane line. So we'll work on that. This is a 150 turn. That is lane 3, Sophia, leading them out there. All right, let's take a walk along, starting up at the top, lane 6, Olivia. We'll go 5 and 6. Lane 5 is Megan, closer to us. This will be a 200 split you see on the board on the top left. Again, closest to us is Megan, and then we have Olivia against the wall. Then we have 2 Sophias here, 3 and 4 closest to us. This will be Sophia Pita and then Sophia Sagulo in 4, further away with the white cap. Two 50s on the board there, 10 lanes complete. Take a look at lanes 1 and 2. This is Leon against the wall, and then Jake Watkins in lane 2. Yeah. 300 splits on the board. Take you wide, see everybody else turning at 312 lengths complete. You go down, you'll see swimmers are seeing 13s at that right-hand side. We're swimming 40 lengths to make up this 1,000-yard event. So 2 events this morning. This is 1,000. We have 3 heats. And we'll follow this up with event 28, 400-yard IM. It's mixed. It's no age groups. So we have down to 12, 11-year-olds I see in a couple of the heats. And it's seeded fastest to slowest. So the first heat will be the lowest seed times. Got a 4:11 in that heat. Declan Vargas up to a 4:42. All right. Lead swimmer here, lane 3. That is Sophia Pita, first to turn. You see there, splitting a 34.6. We'll stay here for a second. Lane 6, about to turn there. 16, that's 400 yards complete. If we take a look down the far end, all the swimmers, we're seeing 17s at that far end. Last split on the board, 400. This is a 450 here at the start end. Take it wide. So lead swimmer, right side. This is Sophia in 3, followed by Sophia Seguillo in 4. Saw 19. Swimmers are all on the same count at this point. So we'll see a 20 here. 500-yard split here for Sophia Pita in 3 from Wyckoff, followed by Sophia Seguillo from West Morris, YMCA. Lane 2, lane 5. Lane 2 is Jake Watkins. Lane 5, Megan Chiella. Lane 1, Leon Lee. And then Olivia Randazzo up in 6, turning at the 500. All right, lead swimmer coming back into frame, 550. This is Sophia. All right, we'll go to a wider view here. Lead swimmer going away from us, lane 3. You'll see your top right of your screen. She's seeing a 23. Resync here. Everybody else will see a 23 next time down. Lane 6 a little off the pace. She just completed her 22 on the left side. She'll see 23 back, and she comes into frame shortly. All right, so that splits on the board. Were 24s. 600 complete. So we'll take the turn here. So 24 complete for lane 6, 26 complete for lane 3, turning now. The rest of the field coming into view, they'll be at 26 also. We'll bring you to the far end, we'll sync up here. So 27 going down lane 3, a 25 going down in lane 6. All right, really wide view here. I know it makes the swimmers a little small, but. All right, 28 complete there, lane 3. 26 complete, lane 6. 28 complete here, lane 2, lane 4. 5 and 1 will be at 28 also. All right, we'll take this. It'll be a 750 here for Sophia in lane 3. That's a 750 for lane 3, 700 for lane 6. Here we got a 750, lane 2, lane 4. 3/4 of the way complete. Similarly, lane 5, you're at 750. And lane 1 will be coming into frame here. That's Leon. All right, lane 3 already back. That's 800 complete, 32 of 40. Larry, lead swimmer, lane 3. That is 34 lengths complete. Sophia splitting a 34. You see the 35 there. Sophia coming back. She'll have 100 to go. She just split a 34 at 10:19. Folks, do the math with me. She came in on an 11:34 state time, 11:33 and change for a 14-year-old girl. I should know it. 11:33.99. We're going to stay here with Sophia. We're right on that edge. She'll have 50 to go. Again, I believe we're shooting for 11:33.99. She's at 10:53, splitting a 34. We're pulling for you, Sophia. Again, she came in on a seed just off it, 11:34.04. You'll see red blocks here for Sophia. Again, folks, we want 11:33. Yes. Nice swim. All right, lane 2 finished, lane 4 finished. I don't know why we didn't get the finish touch on 2. Lane 5, those dashes, don't worry about that. That'll get cleared up. All right, lane 1 coming home. Lane 16, red squares, final 25 up there. Nice swim, Sophia, 11:26. Again, dropping off a 11:34. And this is Olivia Randazzo coming home, 12:20. Dropping off at 12:22. All right, unofficial. I think we have a state cut there. Allowing the swimmers to cool down. 3 swimmers up next. Here are their lane assignments. Oh, sorry folks, wrong buttons. Maria, Jenny, and Emily. All right, for the 12-year-olds in this, there is not a Y state cut time for 12-year-olds. Again, 13:14 is 11:33. All right, this will be the final heat of the 1,000. The names you'll see in a few seconds on the top right will be the first heat of the mixed 400-yard IM, event 28 up next. All right, this morning session is just the two events, the distance events. Underway. This is lane 2, Maria Papasu, lane 3, Jenny Hassel, and lane 4, Emily Boll. All right, with the small field, we'll try and stay pretty focused on the 3 lanes. Looks like we'll have some separation here. That is Emily turning sub 30 on the front side. Nice job. Track for a little bit here with each swimmer. This is our lane 4, Emily Boll. Here's our swimmers, lanes 2 and 3, Maria closest to us, and Jenny in the red suit. This will be a 150 split for Emily first turn. Next to the wall, Maria, followed by Jenny. All right, as you see, 9's at the far end. This will be a 250 split. We'll swing you back to the start end. Take the 250 here with Emily. And then coming under the flags, Maria and then Jenny at 250. Right-hand wall will be 11 of 40 complete. This is 12 complete on the left-hand side, 300 yards. All right, and 14 lengths complete. Lane 4, Emily. This will be a 400 split for lane 4, Emily. 16 lengths complete. If you're not familiar, the uniqueness here with these distance events, you'll see behind the blocks, typically the timers are either a parent or a volunteer, a friend or relative. Swimmers are responsible to bring their own timers. And then down the far end, the counters are typically just teammates. So appreciate them helping out. All right, that's Emily in 4. She saw 19. We'll be at the 500 split, left side. And this will be a 500 for lanes 2 and 3, Maria and Jenny. $550 there for lane 4. This is 550 yards complete, lanes 2 and 3. It'll be 600 yards complete for lane 4. All right, good morning, anybody just joining us. This is our third race of this morning. It's our third heat for this event 27, the mixed 1,000-yard freestyle. On deck, we'll have event 28, which is the mixed 400-yard IM. On that, we have 9 heats. If you are joining us and you were looking for one of the earlier heats here, we had 2 previous heats. You can rewind, go back and watch that now. Or if you choose, you can watch it later. It'll be available to rewatch at any point. If you need to step away at any point, you can also just pause your stream. Doesn't affect anybody else. So this is 26 lanes complete there, lanes 2 and 3, 28 complete, lane 4. We'll go back and resync on those. As you see, they'll see 1 additional count as they get down to this right-hand wall and complete the length. All right, again, lane 4 is 2 lengths ahead. So you see lane 4 start 31, 2 and 3 seeing 29s. Add 1 to that, we have 32 complete for lane 4, 30 complete for lane 3, 30 complete for lane 2. All right, we're swimming 40 total lengths here for the 1,000. 35 complete for lane 4, 33 complete for lane 3 and 2. We're at 36 or 900 yards here for lane 4. 850 for lane 3. It'll be 850 for lane 2 as she turns. It is Maria in 2. All right. Counters there, shaking the board, trying to motivate the swimmer. We got a bell lap coming here for Emily in lane 4. Only the lead swimmers gonna get a bell. 50 to go, 2 lengths. It'll be 4 lengths, 100 to go there for lane 3. That's Jenny coming into frame. Emily will have 4 lengths, 100 to go. .25 here for Emily, bringing it home. Emily came in on a 13:16. Are we going sub 12? Yeah. Awesome. Nice job, Emily. Big effort. All right, 50 to go here for Jenny in lane 3. Maria's got 50 to go here. All right, Jenny came in on a 12:50. Maria in 2 came in on a 13:16. We're dropping time, it looks like, on both of those. Nice job, way to bring it home there, Jenny. That's weird. All right, nice job, ladies. All right, if you're seeing flickering on the scoreboard, that's on my side. I don't know why that's happening now. All right, that was the final heat of the 1,000. Now we're moving into the 400 IM. Here's our names and lane assignments. All right, as the ladies cool down. Nice job there, ladies. So the big drop there, Emily Bowl came in 13:16. She goes sub 12, 11:52. All right, these 400 IMs. What do we have age-wise here? We got 14, 16, 17. So the boys, 15, 18, 400 IM, 425 is a state cut. We got pretty much the field at that or below, a couple guys below at that coming in. Silver, 449. For the younger group boys, 447, 521 are your numbers. Girls, younger group, 400 IM, 459 state, 528 silver. Older group girls, 15, 18, 400 IM, 452 state, and 515 silver. All right. Declan James in the middle of the pool, 411, 413. Already have Y state cuts. The intent probably just to try and improve on that. All right, James not swimming in lane 4. Had a big day yesterday, James, and coming off the Union County meet on Friday night. All right, this is 400 IM. It's gonna be 4 lengths of each stroke. Butterfly, back, breast, and free. Why is that doing that now, folks? Sorry, that's scoreboard flickering. All right, this is heat 1 of 9. All right, we'll be completing the butterfly here, transitioning. Top right of your screen has the names for the Heat 2 swimmers. All right, in the pool we have Lucas, Alex, and Declan, 1, 2, 3. Lane 4 is empty. Lane 5 is Dima and Brendan in 6. Top right are your Heat 2 swimmers. Here we are halfway through the backstroke. Again, these are seeded fastest to slowest. So as we progress through these 9 heats, seed times will be increasing. As we get into the regular traditional events, those are seeded slowest to fastest. So as we progress through, the times will actually be dropping in that scenario. Just the distance events are inverted like this. All right, we're on to the breaststroke. Take a look as we get the guys coming at us, get a little facial shots. That is Declan in 3, first to turn, followed by Brendan in 6, Alex in 2, Lucas Spring in 1. And then Dima in 5 will swing down far end. We'll catch the guys coming back at us again. We'll go to the wall for the transition, breaststroke to freestyle. Declan's turning at 3:20. We'll go wide here, folks. Lead swimmer at lane 3 coming back at us. He'll be halfway through freestyle. Lane 5 turning, that's Dima. He's got 4 lengths of freestyle. So lane 3, 50 to go. Lane 6, 50 to go. How about Declan? Just split a 30 on that front half of that free after swimming 300 yards of other strokes. 29 up there for Brendan. That's an awesome split on the front half of this 100 free. All right, Declan bringing it home. He'll go low time here. 4:20, nice swim, Declan. And 4:23 up there. Big drop for Brendan Krause up in 6. Came in on a 4:42. He just went 4:23 as a 16-year-old. Unofficially, folks, state time 4:25.99. Brendan goes 4:23. So I say unofficially only because until the times are official, it's unofficial. All right, nice swim, guys. Lucas Spring 4:44. Where do you come in? Dropping right on your seed, Lucas. All right, here we go. Heat 2 of 9. Empty lane 3. Names top right are your Heat 3 swimmers. In the pool in 2, we have Luke, Charlotte, lane 3 empty. Then we have Matt and TJ 4 and 5, and Liv Campbell up there in 6. All right, 50 down of the butterfly. There will be transitioning butterfly to backstroke. All right, everybody has turned. We'll take you to the far end wall. Running order here is lane 1, lane 5, lane 4, lane 2, lane 6. You'll see Liv up there in 6. We'll give a little, we'll see Liv's turn. And we'll jump back to the start end. All right, lane 1 turning halfway through his backstroke. Nice turn there. That is Luke Farkas. And here's Liv up in 6. Again, far lanes, trying to give him a little zoom. All right. Lead swimmer's ready, turned right-hand wall. We'll pick up Luke here in 1. This is a back-to-breast transition. We'll have the same here in lanes 5 and 4. 3 is empty. And lane 6. This is Luke in 1, lead swimmer coming back. It's lanes 5 and 6. I'm sorry, 4 and 5. Matt and TJ. Lane 2, Charlotte. And we'll have lane 6 coming under the flags. This is Liv. All right, we'll take you wide, resync here. Lane 1 at bottom right of your screen, lead swimmer coming back. He'll be completing the breaststroke. Far hand wall, this is lanes 4 and 5 coming back, lane 2 coming back, and then lane 6. Here we are at the wall. We'll transition to freestyle here. All right, Luke 333 cumulative there for Luke with the 100 freestyle to go. Luke Seed 456. All right, so let's hear 50 to go from lane 1. This is Luke Farkas coming into view here, lanes 5 and 4, 4 and 5. That's Matt and TJ. Matt in 4, TJ in 5. They got 50 to go. Charlotte in 2, she'll have 50 to go on this turn. And then lane 6, you see top of your screen coming under the flags, Liv Campbell. You see Liv 50 to go on this turn. And bottom of your screen coming into the finish, Luke Farkas, 434. Nice swim, Luke coming off a 456. Matt and TJ bringing it home here. Dropping time, both 443. Matt came in 451, TJ came in 454. Again, Luke Farkas, low time, 434. That is a silver time, 449 or better, silver. Nice job. That was Heat 2. Here's our entries for Heat 3. Heat 3 of 9 about to start. Top right are the Heat 4 entries. right, in the pool here with Heat 3. Sophia, Ethan, Victoria, Eve, Kara, and Sam. Lanes 1 through 6. All right, we'll go to a different view here as the swimmer's coming back at us. Still mixed. I don't know if that view is much better. All right, making their way back. This will be first transition to backstroke from the butterfly. Lane 3, Victoria Bono leading them out there. Nice 103.49 on the front there, Victoria. We'll see the majority of the field here turning. Victoria ready going right to left, followed by lane 6 and lane 2. Sam in 6, Ethan in 2. Go all the way back to the start wall. Victoria's turning here halfway through that backstroke. Lead swimmer here in lane 3, Victoria Bono, turn 25 to go on the back. Lane 6, Sam Arias having a good backstroke there. And then lane 2, Ethan McTee. All right, back to breaststroke, transition coming on. Lane 3, Victoria, followed by lane 6, Sam. Jump forward here. Lead swimmer Victoria coming back. 25 done here of this breaststroke. All right, swimmers on that left-hand wall, halfway through the breaststroke. Jump forward, Victoria here, finishing breast. Will be transitioning to freestyle here. Now keep an eye, 6 and 1 turning simultaneous. They also move on to freestyle there. That's Sophia Patterson in 1. See her split up on the board of 42 on that final half of that breaststroke. Eve Wilkinson, 43 flat on her final half of that. All right, lead swimmer, lane 3, halfway through the freestyle. Sam up in 6, having a 32 on that front half of the free. Nice job, Sam. You see other swimmers coming in. Those splits you'll see on the board now popping up. Front half of the freestyle there. For Ethan, Eve, and Kara in 5. All right, we got a finish here for Victoria. She goes 4:48, dropping off a 4:56. That 16-year-old 400 IM. State time, again, unofficial. 15 to 18-year-old girls, 4:52 state time. Victoria goes 4:48. All right, that was Heat 3. Here we are with Heat 4. In the pool with Heat 4, Jaden, Catherine, Jules, Daniela, Sophia, and Annie. This is Heat 4 of 9. All right, 25 to go of the butterfly on that right-hand wall. Top right are the entries for Heat 5. We'll take it here with the wall transition, butterfly to backstroke. All right, lead swimmer, lane 3, Jules McGrath. Followed by lane 1, Jaden Padilla. They'll stay backstroke here, just front half complete. More lightsabers on deck. You see that top center. All right. We're going back to breast here with Jules in 3. Same with lane 1. This is Jaden. Daniela in 4, Catherine in 2, Annie in 6, Sophia Gould in 5. All right, halfway through breaststroke here. All right, everybody has turned halfway through. Lead swimmer here will be lane 3. She'll be popping up here. Jules will be finishing up the breast. We'll have 100 free. Right side of your screen, Jaden Padilla. He'll be finishing as he comes down. That is lane 4's now turn. That is Daniela. We'll go wide for a second here. See the remainder of the field turn. And then we'll stay here. Lane 3 will be coming under the flags, freestyle, and that's your lead swimmer, Jules McGrath. Jules came in on a 5:08. She's turning at 4:10, splitting 31.7. Jaden came in 5:16. He's turning on a 4:20 cumulative, splitting a 34. Pretty safe to say we're dropping times. Lead swimmer, lane 3 is already turned. We'll pick her up as she's coming back, middle of your screen. Jules McGrath came in 5:08, folks. We're dropping more than 20 on that. Nice job, Jules. So unfortunately, the scoreboard is the other way. So as you see all the swimmers finish, look at the scoreboard up there. We should put another camera over there and looking back at them. That would be something to do. All right, third finisher, Daniela Erickson. She came in 5:09. She goes 4:56. Nice job, ladies. 4:40 there for Jules, low finish. (15:18) 400 IM state time for the girls, 4:52. Nice job, Jules. Here we are, next heat. So if you've been with me, I've said it a few times, ironically, I've been out of college a while. I went to college with Lily Resignano's uncle, Uncle Jeff. And it's really funny, Lily's been placed in lane 6. So far side of the pool for a lot of the events this weekend, so. We are underway. This is heat 5 of 9. In the pool, Molly, Luca, Anastasia, Gavin, Valeria, and Lily. Names for heat 6, top right of your screen. This will be 75 yards complete of the butterfly. It's your lane 4 swimmer, Gavin, first to turn here, transitioning to the backstroke. All right, so 13-14 girls state cut 400 IM 459.99. So just think sub 5. For the boys 447, 13-14-year-olds. All right, here we are, back to breast transition. So point of reference, the 400 IM is not swum at the high school level. The 200 IM is the event for the high school level. Again, just now you know. Swum at the college level, not at the Jersey high school level. for a traditional meet, that is, the 11 event traditional Jersey high school meet. It's kind of a long-winded answer there. All right, lane 3, lane 6, Anastasia, Lily. Lane 2, Luca. Then we have 5 and 1, Valeria and Molly. We'll jump you all the way down to the far end. Be 25 to go on this breaststroke. Pretty even here, 4 swimmers here. Will be freestyle to go. Lily turning low split there, 4:02:04. Swam a 46:01 on that final 50. 44 there for lane 2. Luca. All right, this is 25 complete of the freestyle. 3 lengths to go off that right wall. You see now lanes 1 and 5 coming into frame. We'll stay here for a second. We'll jump back. We'll see 50 to go here. Lily leads, lane 6. All right, 50 to go here, lane 5, lane 1. 25 to go off that far wall. We'll take the finish here with Lily. Goes low time, 5:10 flat. Lily came in on a 5:25 flat. So maybe that 5:25 was a fabricated time, but the fact she went 5:10 flat, 15-second improvement, makes the math very easy. Nice job, Lily. Again, just off a stake cut was 4:59, so knocking on the door. Wait, I'm sorry, Lily's 15. Sorry, 15-year-old. Sorry, 4:52 stake cut, not 4:59. Sorry. All right, here we are with heat 6 of 9. Maisie, Sophie, Angelica, Vivian, Ella, and Sasha. So if you're just joining us, this is kind of the tail end of this morning distance session. We are on heat 6 of 9 of the 400 IM. Prior to this, we had 3 heats of the 1,000, so you can go back and rewatch. This session will only be these 2 events. We'll have younger kids coming in. We'll have about an hour for them to warm up. We'll have a separate stream for that. And then this afternoon, we will have the older age group. And at the beginning of that session, we'll have a senior recognition for the Summit Seniors. So if you join that just a little early, we'll bring that to you. And again, it can be watched afterwards, but hopefully you can join us live from Summit Area Y here. Good morning, and glad you could join us. And again, this is heat 6 of 9. Names for heat 7, top right. All right, real quick, here's the names, bottom right. You see that white text? That is the lane assignments for the swimmers. Sasha up in 6, first to turn, 25 into that backstroke. Take a look up there, lane 6. Nice steady head. First to turn here at the 50 complete of the back. All right, we'll transition here back to breast. Lane 4 having a strong second half there, 36.96 for Vivian on that split. That is the low split on the board, significantly low compared to the field. Nice job. All right, so that's lane 4. First to turn, sorry, I paused there. All right, we'll be halfway through breaststroke on this left wall. All right, so running order, lane 4, lane 6, lane 2. So that's Vivian, Vivian, Sasha in 6, Sophie Lynch in 2. Take you back to the wall. We'll transition to freestyle here. We'll have 4 lengths of freestyle to go, 100 yards. Low split there, 45 for lane 5. That's Ella. All right, lane 1 will be coming into view. That's Maisie. All right, 4, 6, 5 putting herself in the mix. Ella there in 5. And lane 2, Sophie Lynch. All right, we'll have 25 to go off this right-hand wall. We got Sasha against the wall in 6, Vivian in 4. Lane 6 going low, 5:15 for Sasha. Dropping a bunch off a 5:38.88 seed time. That's 23 seconds, folks. 23.7 if you want to take it there. Nice job. Maisie dropping time in 1, 5:20, 11 seconds. Sophia Lynch improvement. 5:18, Vivian. Vivian dropping 11. Ella dropping, I don't have names updated, folks. What did Ella do? Ella came in 5:34. She went 5:20. That's 14.2. Big drops. Here's our entries for the next heat. Heat 7 of 9. In the pool, Anna, Libby, Joey, Elizabeth, Lucy, and Melanie. First to turn, lane 4, Elizabeth. Top right of your screen are the entries for the next heat, Heat 8. All right, ready turning here, lane 5, Elizabeth, followed by lane 6. I'm sorry, that's not 5, that's 4. Sorry, Elizabeth in 4, followed by Lucy in 5. And they continue to lead 25 into this backstroke. Take you back to the start end. So lead swimmer in 4, it's Elizabeth, followed by 5, Lucy. Coming under the flags up there, lane 6, Melanie. Then we have 2 and 3, Libby and Joey, and then 1, Anna, all halfway through this backstroke. Lead group is on to the breaststroke. All right, we'll take this wide with them. All right, everybody will be halfway through breaststroke on the left-hand wall. All right, lead groups on the right-hand wall. Lane 5, Lucy, followed by Elizabeth in 4. This will be the final 25 of the breaststroke. Transition to freestyle here for Lucy in 5. Elizabeth in 4. Yeah, 6. I don't know where that touch came from right there, that 44. That's not correct. I think a low split there goes to Lucy, a 46. All right, everybody's on freestyle. Lead swimmer in 5. Lucy making her way back. She'll be 50 down, 50 to go on the freestyle. Remainder of the field coming in here. Be 50 down, 50 to go. All right, we'll have a finish, lane 5. Lucy came in 5:44. We're going 5 change, 5:15, 14, 14:59. That's 30 seconds. We'll go wide here for a second. And the finish here in 3 and 6. All right, low time there goes to Lucy, 5:14. Again, her seed, 5:44.45. It's a great swim. Oh, I don't know why the board went to that. All right, we'll go to Heat 8. Here's your names. This is Heat 8 of 9. Top right are the names for the final heat, Heat 9. In the pool, Josh, Nicole, Selena, Daniel, Luke, and Josie. And here they are, halfway through that butterfly. Three-quarters of the way through the butterfly, 25 to go. All right, all swimmers will be on backstroke here. Take you to that far end as they come into frame. All right, we'll swing down far end. All right, swimmers are on to the breaststroke here. Lanes 5 and 6, leading them out there. That's Luke and Josie. We'll take you up to their turn in a second. Catch them coming off the wall. That is 5 and 6, or 6 and 5. Here's 4 and 3. One and 2, Josh and Nicole. .25 to go on the breaststroke on that right wall. All right, freestyle to go. 4 lengths of freestyle as they turn. Josie turns at 4:10.16. She came in on a 5:54. Luke also turns on a 5:10. He came in 5:52. To go. Front half of that a 35, 78, 79, 35, 79. Look at that. Everybody's splitting the same, and never see that. Three swimmers right there at 100 separating the 3. All right, lane 6 is Josie, lane 5 is Luke, and lane 4 is Daniel. He's just off to the right. All right, I think they're going to drop about the same amount of time because they had 2 seconds different, and they come in 2 seconds different on the finish. Big drops there. We got to look back at that. Lane 6, Josie goes 5:21. She came in 5:54. 2 seconds less, 5:19 for Luke. He came in on a 5:52. So similar amounts of improvement there, but huge amounts. We're at 30 seconds plus. 5:39. Big drop. Josh up in lane 1. The board changed names already, but Josh in 1 goes 5:39. He came in 5:52. Nicole in 2, 10-second improvement. 14 seconds there for Selena in 3. She goes 5:32, came in 5:46. Did I put up? Yeah, those are the right names. I just didn't have the logos on. Sorry, folks. Struggling with the math there. Big drops. Nice swim there in that heat 8. Josie, Luke go low. Luke and Josie, pardon me. This is heat 9 of 9. Piper, Sophie, Yutzo, Ian, and Callan. Lane 6 is empty. First to turn there is Sophie in 2. All right, if you're jumping off, glad you can join us. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. We're back. A couple more sessions today. And then I'll be back on the air for the Summit team for the 8 and under pentathlon. All right, first to turn there, 108 cumulative for Sophie Klein after her butterfly. I'll be back for the 8 and under pentathlon in a few weeks, and got invited to do the 10 and under gold. So New Jersey Swimming, kind of the parent org on the non-YMCA side, is hosting the 10 and under state championships at Madison. I will be covering that. So there's potentially some Y teams do attend that meet. So whatchamacallit, might be seeing some of you there if you have younger kids. All right, Sophie continues to lead in lane 2. For some reason, this camera has a really warm color setting on it. I don't know why that changed. All right, Sophie onto the breaststroke. See the field making their way back on their backstroke. That is lane 4, Ian, and then 5 and 3. Lane 5, Callan. Lane 3, Yutso. Coming into, there's lane 1. That is Piper in 1. All right, lead swimmer here, Sophie in 2. We're halfway through breaststroke on this turn. This is lane 4, swimmer Ian. We have 5 and 3 coming into view. Lane 5 up there is Callan. Lane 3, Yutso. And we'll swing down real quick. Lane 1 is Piper. I think Piper jumped the gun on the freestyle. All right, this is a tough event. 400 yards, not normally swum by the kids, some of the younger ones. So unfortunately, I think she had her second leg of breaststroke there. All right, you'll see lane 3 finishing up breaststroke. Lane 5 just finished breaststroke, went to freestyle. Sorry, I missed that. Lane 2 coming into the finish. That is Sophie. Oh, sorry, halfway through freestyle. Now I'm confused. All right, lane 4 turning here halfway through freestyle. We'll see Piper in 1 if she finishes or does another 50 free. Yeah, so unfortunately, Piper just swam a 50 of the breaststroke. Again, not an event that kids normally will swim, so. All right, low time there goes to Sophie in 2. She came in 5:55. She's dropping 39 and change. Nice job. All right, and into the finish here in lane 3. Sorry, Yutso. All right, folks. So that's going to conclude. We had lane 6 was empty. So that's going to conclude this session. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. We are back again later on with the 2 different age groups. We have the session in about an hour. You'll find those on our channel via separate stream. We, what is the projected time? Sorry, I got to look ahead. 11:30, 11:20, I'll go on the air. They might slip out about 10 minutes. And then the later session starts around 4:20 when we'll do the senior class presentation. All right? So this is Mike, Common Guy Sports. I'm going to sign off. Glad you can join us this morning for these distance sessions. Kudos to the kids getting up early on a cold morning. Some probably had a significant drive, the Wyckoff team, the Sussex team. So that's it. We're going to sign off. Thanks so much. See you soon.